local response.
Western Mass News reporter Abigail Murillo joins us live in studio after checking in with one of our area police departments. Abby?
Chris, Abby, as this tragedy unfolds in Winder, Georgia, we're hearing from local law enforcement about keeping students, teachers, and their own safe during these active shooter situations. As it turns out, the West Springfield Police Department held an active shooter training today. Western Mass News spoke with West Springfield Police Sergeant Joe LaFrance on the importance of having these type of emergency drills in our area.
This is a very traumatic experience, whether it's the people that have been victimized in an active shooter response or the police officers and first responders who show up to stop the threat and treat the victims.
And LaFrance tells us how imperative it is to have realistic equipment for these training scenarios so they know the exact steps to take in a case tragedy were ever to arise.
Having gone through it multiple times, it's about as realistic as you can get. It's very intense. It's and chaotic. We've been very fortunate, the police department and the town, giving us funding for the proper equipment to train for this.
Coming up at 6, I'll have more on my conversation with Sergeant LaFrance on what goes into emergency training at schools and some of the resources available for first responders. Reporting live in studio, Abigail Murillo for Western Mass News.